Hey everyone, Jay Whitner here with Space Headlines. We do a quick recap of what's going on in the space universe each week. And today we're going to be talking about the fourth week of September 2018. Our first item comes to us from Japan. Japan has a probe that has landed some small rovers. Some people are calling them hoppers because of the way they move around on a near-Earth asteroid called Ryugu. This is a sample return mission, and it was launched back in 2014. It's going on right now. Everything seems to be going well, and these little rovers are hopping around on an asteroid. Elon Musk is in the news again. The item this time is timelines for a base on Mars. And what Elon is saying is he thinks that we could have a base on Mars as early as 10 years from now using the BFR vehicle that SpaceX is currently developing. The estimates are that the manufacturing capability of SpaceX could support building a half a dozen BFRs a year, perhaps a bit more than that. And what they're looking at is in 2026 to launch 4 BFRs, 2 with materials and 2 with crew. So that would result in arriving at Mars roughly 10 years from now, and a very exciting future that would be indeed. So we wish him all the best, and hopefully Elon can bring that off. NASA unveiled some of their own long-term plans about human exploration. And the summary version is they're saying that they think they could have people on the moon by the end of the 2020s, and people either near Mars or on Mars by the end of the 2030s. So this plan has a lot of good milestones in it, but they haven't really called out what the budget looks like, the budget wedge to do these sorts of things. They've also not given us a whole lot of details about what would be developed, but it is nice to see them doing some long-term planning and sharing it with everyone. And I must say that I'm pleased that their timelines are very much in sync with the latest version of our integrated space plan. Japan has made arrangements with SpaceX to launch a couple of payloads as secondary payloads. And these are pertaining to lunar missions that Japan is putting together. There are 2 missions. One would be in 2020 and one would be in 2021. The earlier mission, the goal is basically to assume a stable orbit around the moon. And the 2021 mission would be to land on the moon. So Japan doing stuff not only on a near-Earth asteroid, but fairly short-term plans for doing some moon operations. Blue Origin has won the race with their BE-4 engine. There was a competition for the ULA, their new rocket, the Vulcan, what was going to be the power plant for the first stage. And Aerojet Rocketdyne and Blue Origin were the competitors for this. And the winner was the methane engine, the BE-4 engine that Blue Origin has been developing. The Vulcan would use 2 of these engines to power the first stage. And the timeline for all this is first flight of the vehicle in 2020. So presumably the engine would be ready late 2019, very early 2020 to be incorporated into a vehicle for first flight in 2020. We're seeing bipartisan support for the space station and extending the space station. A couple of months ago, the Senate put forth a bill saying that we should extend the ISS lifetime through 2030. The news this week is a key member of the House is supporting legislation in the House that's very similar to extend the space station through 2030. And this is an exciting situation because we are still not yet ready to have commercial space stations in place to pick up the load. And 2030, being 12 years from now, would seem to me to be plenty of time for that to mature and be deployed and to have a robust cislunar activity set with places to go and things to do by the time the International Space Station would retire in 2030. Stratolaunch is developing an engine. There's been some talk of this before, but they've unveiled a little bit more detail about what they're doing. What they're saying is it's going to be a hydrogen-oxygen engine, Hydrolox. And this engine is going to be a very powerful one, 200,000-pound thrust. And very interesting that it's projected to have the highest ISP ever, the specific impulse. This is sort of the miles per gallon of rocket engines. So this would be used in some of the vehicles that would be paired with their giant Stratolaunch aircraft for doing air launches. And this would obviously give them a nice edge if they're able to develop the highest ISP engine ever with chemical propellants. So congratulations to Stratolaunch. We wish them all the best with that. That's our coverage for the 4th week of September 2018. Hope you enjoyed it. Check back with us in a week or so, and we'll be talking about what's going on in early October. And we'll see you then. Take care.